we're good to go. So
Okay.
I have 5 questions for you. And
Okay.
I just want to thank you again for actually making time to talk to me.
Okay.
So can you tell me and everybody else that's watching right now who you are and where you're from? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm MEKA PLESS. I'm Jelani Pless's mother, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. And you were born here?
Yes, born and raised.
Dope, dope. Um, yeah, and somebody that's from Atlanta, it's important that we all connect and we support each other. I always tell people that. I read the article about Jelani.
Hmm.
Is there how would I say, would you like to introduce Jelani to us so we could go ahead and know who he is?
Jelani Pless was born to me on July 22nd, 2001. Um, and unfortunately, on 6/27/2020, his life was taken.
Yeah. Can you tell us how?
Um, he left out the house that morning to go sell water in Midtown. Um, it was another group of boys, a separate group of boys, selling water as well. Jelani and the suspect ended up at the same car. The motorist chose to get the water from Jelani and gave Jelani $10. The suspect decided that the money belonged to him because Jelani was new down there. Um, he
That's
told
not right.
Jelani, he told Jelani, he snatched the $10 from Jelani and told Jelani it was his because it was his territory. Jelani snatched it back and told the
Mm,
young man that he would give him, you know, half of it. He then tried to snatch it again, but it tore. Um, they got in a fight. The kids broke it up. Everybody went their separate ways. 34 minutes later, as Jelani is walking home, the young man came from behind and chased him and gunned him down in a parking garage.
mm. So my thing is here, first off, first off, it's it was a disrespect to your son for that young man to even assume that first off, you're fighting over money, you know, and then it's disrespectful for you to assume that this young man that's also, in the same movement of making money the right way, um, to assume that his sale is actually your money. That's ridiculous to me. Um, the thing is that they were in the same hustle. To me, this is how I'm going to word it. To me, they were in the same hustle, um, trying to make a honest living. And the fact that this young man took rage out on your son because, Jelani actually had things going on for himself. He graduated, he was doing good with himself, and this is a way that he was making money the right way, and for his life to be have taken away over $10 over something that was not even a discussion to be had. That was his money, that was his sale, regardless of whatever turf he was on. It's Atlanta. Anybody could be anywhere. I'd be damned if somebody
Exactly.
tell me I can't be on the street. Boy, stop. I
Exactly.
please, what? No. um but I did read also that the young man was also apprehended the day of the funeral.
The day after the funeral.
Yeah. And I think that, I don't know the breakdown of that process. I don't know if he turned himself in or they found him, but regardless, it's important that he is in custody. Now, I will say there are a lot of people that go down the road, or get arrested wrongfully, but this clearly was not a wrongful situation. This was well deserved, to my opinion, and that is why we do need the system. We just need it to help us work for us. Like in situations like this, in a very wrongful death, for example, like your son's, we need justice to be served. Um, this was wrong. This was very wrong. Has the young man reached out to you guys or at least shown
No,
any type of remorse?
not at all.
That's wild. That's wild. And that's somebody's life. Like I mentioned earlier, that's somebody's baby, you know, that's
Not
not
even
just,
not even the family hasn't even reached out. Somebody asked me what I try. I thought about it,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to do it unless they reach out to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, the thing is that sometimes when people, when they're wrong, they don't, how would I say, they don't admit that they're wrong. So even in the midst of the moment, they won't even acknowledge that something's going on. Of course, I can't read this young man's mind, but you just
Hmm.
took somebody's life. Like it wasn't that serious. You know, you could have made easily $10 somewhere else. It wasn't that serious for you to take somebody's life over this. It not at all. Not at all that serious. And, you know, we need to be able to show our children another way to express yourself because gunning somebody down is not the move. Gunning
No.
somebody down is not the healthy way to communicate, period. It's not a communication strategy. It's not a way to communicate with somebody when you have a difference of opinion. Um, my thing is, you know, from Atlanta, being from Atlanta, I know both sides of town. Excuse me. So that I understand that there is, you know, different sides of town and different elements. So I'm from all around Atlanta. So when I heard that your son actually went to a new area, which was Midtown, you
Hmm.
know, we are free to go in whatever place in Atlanta that we feel free to go to. And it's just a shame, you know, the youth right now needs that direction. They need our help. And this clearly shows that that young man was not right in his mind to take your son's life. Um, yeah, that's wild. I need to tell your story so people understand that this is a real thing. For many
Thank
people that do come into Atlanta, oh, you ain't got to thank me. You my sister. We here from Atlanta. We see these young men trying to make an honest living on a day-to-day basis. We see how corruption does take them off the street, if not in different situations it takes their lives. So they try to do something better with themselves, and for a peer of theirs to see something wrong with the same hustle that they have going on to make an honest living and then take somebody's life, that's not right, you know.
you.
But I want to ask you, what are you doing in honor of your son's name right now?
I started a petition to ban water. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So I did see the petition. There was, the goal was 5,000 and you were sitting at 2,000 if I'm not mistaken.
Um, it's at 3,000 and something now.
Okay. Can you tell us about that? A lot of people haven't heard your story, and it's very important that we hear it. You know, violence amongst our youth, our young ones is very real. It's a real deal. You know, it happens every day and it's not right, and we need to find a solution to it. So this petition, I feel, you know, as a businesswoman, I feel like it's important that people show entrepreneur skills. But there's always a way to go about it, you know. And the way that young man executed his entrepreneur skills, so to say, that's very poor in ethics. So what is this petition about? Because I'm right in the middle. As a businesswoman, I'm right in the middle because I want these young men to have the opportunity to make a living instead of, you know, copping something. Yes, that's a term that I use because I understand what that means. But I'm right in the middle because I'm also a mother. So I understand how this petition is going to help future instances like this from happening. So nobody else has to go through the pain that you're going through over a damn water bottle. So and over a street that's not even theirs. It's probably not even in the location that they pay taxes on, or you know, if they're
Exactly.
young enough, their parents pay taxes on or in. So it's like you're fighting over some land that's not even yours, and you're escalating a situation over a water bottle. that you didn't even make water bottle. You know, it's just there has
It's
to.
sad
I'm
and
in
it
the
makes
middle.
any sense.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense. So as a mom, I'm being pulled this way. As a business owner, I'm being pulled this way. So I'm right in the middle. So please tell us what the petition is about.
The petition is to ban water sales. It seems every time somebody posts something, they tag me in it or they send it to me about these water boys jumping on top of people's cars. For instance, like a week, not even a week after Jelani's death, they shot into somebody's car and shot him twice.
Damn.
They recently jumped inside a lady car, stole her car, blacked her eye, and took her purse. But I just recently found out, sitting watching First 48, Jelani's death isn't the first one. A
Wow.
young man, I don't know if I'm saying it's Marquithius Oliver, July 7th, 2017, was killed over by where Jelani's buried at Westview Cemetery. About, I think it was $2. He was 18 as well, selling water.
Wow.
So
Wow.
somewhere we have to do something. It has to stop.
I
They get
agree.
too aggressive.
Yep. And you know, I I just want to say, it's never happened to me personally, but I have seen, you know, when I do support, I do see how they come, and it's different areas, different young men. So I can't pinpoint a certain young man or certain area or certain group. But I do see how the aggression has escalated, like they hold on to a car when it's trying to leave, or um, they'll like stick their whole half body into the car, and it's like, yo, like chill out, you know, like we just showing love, you know, do what you're doing, we'll do what we do, and then it's a whole cycle, more cars will come and so on. It is, the aggression is there. um but yeah, it's true, we do need, at what point are we going to say how many more of our children are going to die until we do something about it, you know?
Exactly.
So yeah, I would agree with you. I would. So where can people go to sign this petition?
Change.org.
Change.org. And what can we look for? Under what
Ban,
title?
it says ban water selling.
Ban water sales.
Mm,
Yep.
yes,
I saw it. I actually saw it. I looked for you and I was like, yo, this is a real issue. You know, the thing is that more and more children, our children die, and the more we start realizing that certain things that have been common are no longer as effective or as a good thing, so to say, for our communities. I think that with 2020 that just passed, we've started realizing that we need to start entrepreneurship skills at a very young
yes,
age, as the young boys are doing. But there's always another way, you know, there's always a better way. And today, nowadays, you know, everything's at our fingertips with computers or laptops or whatever it is, cell
hmm
phones. You could make money sitting at home at the comfort of your home, selling
yes.
something online, you know? So I hope that, you know, when this petition fully reaches its full potential, because it will, full petitioner signing, um, we realize that we need to also, instead of just taking something away, we need to also give. So we need to come to a realization. We need to, yes, we're taking this away and off the table for the young men, but we're giving them an opportunity to start their own business in another direction. What do they like to do? And I always ask people that, what do you like to do? Figure out what you like to
Exactly.
do and sell that. Do that. There's always somebody going to listen, you know? So I think that this is a pivotal moment where we just realize we're going down this path that's harming our youth. Let's turn and
Yes,
see where we could take this in a brighter direction to help the youth and also keep our children alive, because this is a big problem.
it is. But
Yeah.
hopefully, this petition changes things and we can get programs in place for these young men and young women because lately I've been seeing young girls out there selling water.
Really? Wow. That's a first for me. That I haven't seen a young lady out there. And I'm usually around Atlanta, like the city. Um,
Hmm
Yeah, and I haven't seen a young lady, but then it becomes a dangerous environment. Not saying that the young men around her are violent, but just saying we're putting our young ladies in a predicament where it's strangers at the red light, and then, you know, people that you know, and then it could be a just very sticky situation.
Exactly.
And I'm not profiling all young men that are out there, because I genuinely do support the young men that are out there, and not everybody's as aggressive, but it is an issue when more and more of our children are dying. You know, we have to do something about it, and that's what you're doing. You're bringing attention to it, and you're also having a platform, a petition where we can go ahead and do something about it as well. And you said that right now you're in front of City Hall.
City Hall.
Yeah, cool, cool. So if we want to help you, aid you, support you, do anything, where can we find you?
I'm on Instagram, and my name is Mika Ambitious 2, and I'm on Facebook as the same thing as Mika Ambitious, and my last name Pless, Pless.
Yeah, yeah. So y'all heard that, everybody. Facebook, Instagram. If y'all want to show my sister Meka Pless some love, on Facebook, Meka Pless, and on Instagram, Mika Ambitious #2. Um, yeah. So I want to ask you, coming from the situation that you're in right now, I can, I can only say that I would probably be very devastated. I know I'd be devastated if one of my children were to pass, but I can't say, yo, I feel you. I can't say that because it hasn't happened to me. But I want to understand what you're going through. Can you give me some advice? Can you tell me what would make this place a better person, from a mom that's hurting right now, that's causing change? You're causing a movement, Mika. This is big.
I
You're
used to
shifting things. So,
I instill in Jelani to pick your friends wisely. Watch your surroundings. I taught him to how to accept rejection and how to humble himself, because out here they're selling water, they're getting upset, and these people don't have to buy the water from them. That's their hard earned money that they work for. You can't get mad because someone doesn't want to buy from you, or they choose to buy from somebody else. Their sales skills and sales pitch might be totally different.
mhm,
So we as parents and the community need to teach these kids etiquette.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, it's true. It starts at home.
It
If
starts
you're not doing your
definitely
part at
starts at
home,
home.
hmm and also if we all play our part, Mika, then we don't
Mhm.
have to worry about our child going outside, hanging out with somebody else's child.
Exactly.
So if, as long as we all do our part, that's where we're gonna cause a change.
Okay,
You
grab me
know,
like this.
yep, yep, I would agree with you. Is are there any pieces of advice you'd like to give entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs that are slowly but surely going to be shifting from selling water into another direction? Like any positive notes that you're telling them, because they might be upset right now that they no longer soon will be able to sell water on the side of the street, but something encouraging that you would tell the young men, or now the young ladies, that is positive for the ones that are non-aggressive.
Just accept rejection and not get upset, because like there's Nike, there's Adidas. People prefer Nike over Adidas. Just like
Mhm.
us in the streets, we might prefer getting this product from someone else instead of getting it from you. You can't
Mhm.
get mad over things you have no control over. My
That's
killer.
true. That's true. It's very true. I think that that comes with. I was talking to my friend Michael. He
Hmm.
owns Netter Gold, and he was mentioning you don't do bad things if you're self-conscious or self-confident in yourself.
Hmm.
So once, like you mentioned, parents teach you good etiquette skills and good habits at home, then you feel encouraged and positive about yourself. You don't go out doing something stupid. It's just that
You'll
simple.
think twice.
Yeah. You feel comfortable with yourself to the point where you don't bring any type of bad energy into somebody else's aura. But it
Exactly.
starts at home, and also it's a bigger picture too, Mika. As I'm looking into it, it's our communities. The more our communities don't have uh, platforms for our children to express themselves, besides being able to express themselves at home, which that's a little taboo in the Hispanic community, and also in the
Exactly.
Black community. You know, we man up, suck it up. You know, and
Hmm.
that's also something I talk to people about. If the kids can't express themselves at a young age, they don't know how to express themselves healthy. So then they grow up that way, and it's not their fault. But then when they reach young teenage years and then young adulthood, they have to understand that it's a problem. They got to fix it, and a lot of people don't realize that's a problem till something bad happens. And then our communities, most of them, we do have resources everywhere. If you want something, you could really go out there and find it. But the way things are moving with gentrification and everything, we don't have those specific outreaches where we just sit down and just talk to the youth and be like, yo, express yourself. Like, you can't just keep holding that shit in. Express yourself. Um, so it's a big old cycle. It's a big old cycle. And as long as, like you mentioned, we do our part, that will shift the way things are working, so that way less and less of our children are dying. I wanted to tell his story. I wanted people
Okay.
to hear that young men are out there selling water bottles, but they're getting aggressive with it. Not all of them are, but the ones that are aggressive, they don't know how to react to rejection, and then they end up doing something stupid. And
What
it's
we
not the
do?
first time that it's happened where we've lost a young man in from our
Mhm.
own town, because of this shit. So I just want everybody to go over and sign this petition, because there needs to be change.
Okay.
As a mom, I feel I feel pain, just to read that article, I feel pain. I can only imagine what you're going through, but as long as we do our part and we find a good in this bad situation, that will leave a good name for your son. For everything that he was doing in the positive direction, it will keep his legacy going. So I
Okay.
just want to commend you for what you're doing. If you need me, I'm here. I'm in Atlanta. I'm not
Thank you.
that far away. So if you need me,
Thank
you got
you.
a sister, you got Mexican family now. Um, just hit me up if you need me, Mika.
Thank you so very much.
Yes. Thank you for coming on to House of Ramirez. Guys, you already heard. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. Reach out to her if y'all want to help her, if y'all want to encourage her, if y'all want to sign the petition, reach out to her. She's very acceptable to a positive message. So, Mika, thank you so much. Forever live Jelani's name. Let's get this shit done.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go, and you have a great afternoon.
You too.
Thank you everybody for watching, and I'm here. So just hit me up if you need me.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Whew. Wow. Yeah, guys, for many of you guys that have children, y'all understand that that was a tough pill to swallow. That was something to really take time to really sit down and talk about. Uh yeah, I was minding my own business, just going back and forth on Google. Um, and I kept seeing this young man's article on Fox 5. I'm here in Atlanta. And I kept seeing the article just pop up on my feed on Google. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll read that later. I was reading that morning, and then I started using Google, going back and forth. And I was like, there's a reason why I keep refreshing my Google feed to keep, you know, searching for something. And I keep seeing this article. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to read the article. Um, as soon as you read the headline, um, it's heartbreaking. So I read it, and I was like, yo, that could have easily been my brother or one of my children. Um, And I read it, and I was like, I gotta get a hold of this young lady. We gotta tell her story. I was divided in the middle initially. I will say I was divided. But the more I started reading, the more I conversed with MEKA, which is Jelani's mom, I started realizing that not all young men are aggressive, and they're not all aggressive. I can definitely say that because I myself am from Atlanta and I understand the water bottle hustle, and have supported it. But I have seen a little aggression throughout, I would say the past year. There has been a little aggression. I'd be like, whoa, like, you were cool with me, like, what's up? But then you turn around and like have somebody's SUV like half torso in the car. And I'm like, do you know these people? Like, um, and this will change. This will change a lot of households, a lot of young people, because this is an honest way of making money. Well, I say honest because it's a good way to make money instead of, copping something. And of course, big corporation would be like, well, they're selling our stuff and it's not for individual sale. I get it. I get it. How would you feel if they're selling your product? I get it. But you got to understand, if you don't understand Atlanta, or you don't understand the gentrified area, or what's left of a gentrified area, if you don't understand the intricacies of that and how it affects our youth and how it affects our communities, then you don't understand the side hustle to make extra money without having to get in trouble. It's a big circle. And like she mentioned, it starts at home. You can't just, it starts at home. You can't just pop kids out and not raise them right, I'm not saying they didn't raise that young man right, but he had issues to the point where he let out so much negative that he took somebody's life. Jelani, rest in peace. I'm here. I'm here for the family, and I just wanted people to know about that. She has a petition, Jelani's mom, MEKA. She got a petition where you can sign it and you can ban water bottle sales in Atlanta. Yep. And as a mom, I'm like, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, I was in the middle. I'm leaning as a mom because to sign this, because this will change things. It will change things, and it will allow the real hustlers to do it legitimately with the LLC, with the business, with everything that you need to start a business with, to shift into the right legal direction to start your own thing. So, yeah, and also it would stop from killing other children in the future. Somebody else's parents won't have to go through what MEKA and other parents have been going through quite some time now over a damn water bottle. It's real. Reporting live from Atlanta, Georgia. I can't believe I actually said that live. But I love you guys, and follow MEKA. She's on Facebook as MEKA PLESS, MEKA, last name Pless, PLESS. And on Instagram, she mentioned it's MEKA, MEKA, ambitious number 2. Follow her. She could definitely use positive encouragement if you want to help her out, if you want to help promote the petition, whatever it is. She's very open to communicating with folks. She's a good mom, It's unfortunate that this happened. We got to do better. All right. So, I love you guys. Until then, I'll let y'all go, and I'm very excited that y'all had me today. Thank you for everybody that supported. That was actually in my corner and actually very supportive of me going live. I'm very thankful. I hope that the right people hear her story and actually do something about this. Our children shouldn't have to die too young and over some stupid ass water bottle. We should never have to bury our children. We would hate for them to bury us, but the pain of a mom losing a baby, I don't wish that on anybody. All right. Well, I'm gonna let everybody go, and thank you, and we'll talk soon. Thank you so much. Make sure to follow House Ramirez on all social media platforms. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, my website, houseramirez.com. Go ahead, check it out. All social media platforms. Spotify, go ahead, check me out on Spotify. I'll be there too. Thank you, guys. Make sure to follow House of Ramirez on all social media platforms.